Hey Star Fam, thanks for tuning in. We're here again today for another quick energy check-in using the Oracle of the Hood. Okay, and then clarifying with the Ator Tarot deck. Alright, so getting right into it. I do hope you're all keeping well. This is just going to be a quick general reading to see if we can get a bit of a snapshot to see what the energies are like around my Star Fam. Oh, as it's a general read, it might not resonate with everyone. If not, not to worry, I've got plenty other readings posted. Feel free to have a look through my channel and I'm sure you'll find something that will resonate with your situation. So the first card out we've got is the Land Yacht, symbol of good wealth and prosperity to come. Okay, so it could be an actual car, might be saving up for a car, although not necessarily. I mean, it could be a house as well, jewelry, what have you. But usually it's like one of these big purchases or bigger purchases. It would be like a car or a house. But again, taking it as it resonates, it could be like clothes, jewelry, what have you. But the point is, you know, wealth, prosperity, you know, or a symbol of it. All right. Let's see. Yeah, I get the feeling that for some of you, it's really just a matter of saving up. Saving up or buying something. It's buying something expensive. It's again feeling again it could be like a holiday as well too, because with the car, you know, it's about getting places, going places. So yeah, any of the above really. All right, let's see if we can get a little bit more info. All right, next card out, invigoration. Rest is not a waste of time. Okay, so this could be like, you know, again, like I said, a holiday, taking some time out. So it could be like a spa holiday, a spa break. But definitely about like treating yourself, basically. I'm seeing a lot of like pampering yourselves and treating yourselves to something, you know. And again, this could be treating yourself to a house, a car, a holiday, like any of the above. Okay, but I kind of feel like this is well deserved. You know what I mean? Yeah. Sorry, next two cards out, we've got Seeker of Knowledge and Never Stop Learning, and Knowledge is Freedom. And then Shooting Stars. Sometimes you just need to get away fast. Okay. Right, with Seeker of Knowledge and Shooting Stars, I kind of get the feeling that this is more like buckling down and again getting out of the situation that you're in. Okay? So for example, if you're in a situation where, you know, maybe you're renting or like you got flatmates, roommates, housemates, that kind of thing, and it's like you want something that's just for yourselves, you know, like hence wanting that house to buy that house, or again like that car or something. For those of you that it is a car, it's again just wanting the transportation to get out of the situation that you're in, because again guys, this kind of looks like the same car. And again, not to say that you're going to be doing some kind of drive-by, you know what I mean, but it's about the theme and the feeling of this card that I'm getting. It's more about needing to get away from where you are, you know. And Shooting Stars, I'm feeling that's more like, you know, with regards to the stars and kind of wishing, you know, having that wish and that hope, you know, with the whole theme of wishing on a shooting star, not necessarily a gun, but you know what I mean, in order to get out of the situation that you're in right now. You know what I mean? So I'm not necessarily feeling the whole gang side of this thing. I feel, because again, this is the hustle, you know? This is your hustle. It's like working hard, either at a job or at school, so that you can earn some kind of qualification. For some of you, you could be doing both, working and being in school at the same time, because at the end of the day, you just want to get out of where you're at, you know? So for some of you, yes, it's a car. You're looking for that car in order to get out of your situation so you can have more freedom to move out of the situation that you're in. For some of you, it is a house, so wanting to move, into a better neighborhood or whatever, so that you can kind of rest and relax and not feel so tense and anxious. Especially if you live in an area, that's maybe a little bit rougher, and so you do have anxiety, especially, if you are a feminine, things like, just walking down the street at night, you know what I mean? And just kind of like wanting to get out of that situation and moving somewhere that's a little bit safer, just taking it as it resonates, guys. Because I feel like it could be a combination of like all of the above. You know what I mean? But I definitely see your heart at work trying to make something better of yourselves, and getting out of the situation that you're in right now. Ooh, okay, so let's see if we can get a little bit more insight using the Astro Tarot deck. All right, could you tell me a little bit more about this spread? Sorry, guys, let's see if I can just get a little bit more space. There we go. Could you give me a little bit more insight about this spread? See if we can get a bit more insight about this spread. Some of you do have like a test or something coming up. Make sure that you're well rested. Just careful that you don't like work yourself ragged. I know when you want to do well in like a test or something, you tend to want to stay up and do all-nighters, but just remember that, it is important to get a good night's rest, at least the night before your exams. Just throwing that out there. Okay, so the first cards out we've got are the Two of Pentacles, and then the Star card. All right, so the Star card is Major Arcana. You could be dealing with an Aquarius, although not necessarily. And this is about hope, healing, new direction, because again, the stars, we use the stars to navigate. So it's like having some kind of hope for healing and some kind of a new direction. I kind of get the feeling that you guys know which way you want to go, but I just feel like, and again, having hope in a dark place. Again, noticing we've got two cards that are kind of like at night, you know what I mean, in the dark, and then there's like the light here, the daylight. So I kind of feel like there's a sense of you wanting to just, again, like illuminate something. It's like that light of knowledge. You know what I mean? Anyways, and we got the Two of Pentacles. Now, the Two of Pentacles, it could be indecision, specifically, with money. Could be having to balance money. This could be a case of borrowing from Peter to pay Paul. You know what I mean? But I kind of get the feeling that this is somebody who has to be very careful how they balance their cash, because again, the Pentacles are, representative of like money, wealth. In some cards, in some decks, it's known as the coins. You know what I mean? So it's about your coins, your cash, your money. So this could be you having to be very careful with balancing your money. Could also be balancing your time, balancing your attention. Maybe there might be some indecision about where to invest your time, money, effort, that kind of thing. But I kind of feel like with this situation, this feels like, especially if you are still in school, I'm kind of just getting the feeling that, you just have to be careful with your budget, having to be careful with your budget and planning accordingly. Because, if you're a student, money's a bit tight, So it's about just having to be very careful with how you spend, and where you invest. There could be some kind of indecision about your path. I feel like this could be indecision about something about work and studying. Okay, you might be thinking about quitting some kind of a study. quitting school in order to work, or like taking a year off of school so you can work. I feel like it has something to do with the school work balance, because again, here we've got like not only with the two of coins this person is juggling, but we've also got the star, right? And this person, they with the imagery here, this person is also pouring, as you can see, like pouring out water on in both this lake and also on the land. So there's kind of like a feeling of balancing where you put your attention. You know what I mean? So I kind of get the feeling it's like, yeah, I get the feeling of juggling attention, having things up in the air, and it's about time management. You might be finding it a little bit difficult to find that work-life balance. Again, guys, rest is not a waste of time. Okay, so again, coming back to being careful not to work yourself too ragged. All right. Hopefully you don't give up on your studies. I know it's difficult and it's easier said than done, but honestly, I know it's part of the hustle, guys. And once you do have that like higher diploma or certificate or whatever it is, it will open up so many more doors and make it so much easier, especially when you're with your finances. You know what I mean? So yeah, things might feel like they're a bit up in the air, and it might be a little bit overwhelming with like, where your attention is going. But like, honestly, like it will be worth it in the end. Okay? Especially when you're finally able to like move out from the place that you're in. Either get that new house, get that car to get you out of the neighborhood. You know what I mean? Like, it's hard, but stick with it. I feel like it will, it is kind of like, it might be difficult and tiring now, but like it will so be worth it. It will so be worth it in the end. You know what I mean? See if we can get a little bit more information. Okay. All right, guys. Next card out, we got the Queen of Pentacles. All right, yeah. So you see, this is somebody who knows her worth. Again, not necessarily sign or gender specific, but, usually the Queen of Pentacles, I believe, is Taurus, Capricorn, or Virgo. Basically, she's earth signs, and this is somebody who is usually somebody who's quite successful, somebody who is good with money, a very good businesswoman, someone who's usually wealthy or financially secure in her own right. Or even if she doesn't have a job, let's say she's a homemaker, she's like really good with the budget, and she's able to take whatever budget and like make the most of it. You know what I mean? Somebody who's very practical and down to earth. You know what I mean? And I definitely feel like this is you coming forth in this spread here. You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, it might seem like it's hard right now, having so much up in the air and constantly being busy with all your different responsibilities, but it will be so worth it in the end. You know what I mean? Because you're coming up as a Queen of Pentacles, somebody who's very successful. You know what I mean? And again, like I said, this could be a businesswoman. So you could, if you're studying business or something, end up starting your own business, or, getting into a job that, the kind of job that pays very well, the kind of career that pays very well. You know what I mean? This is somebody who is very independent, someone who's financially independent. You know what I mean? And again, even if she's not rich, somebody who knows how to budget and live within her means and make the most of her money. So even if you aren't exactly rolling in cash, you still, are able to kind of like, make it look like you're rich. You know what I mean? Like, you're just really good with a budget, and you know how to save, so that you can save money and just, indulge in like the things that you really want. Like, so for example, you know how to, instead of going out and buying like designer clothings, like, how to basically copy the same style, except you can do it like on a budget on like the high street, at the mall, whatever. You know what I mean? So it's like you can find pieces of clothing that are actually quite reasonably priced, but the way that you throw together an outfit makes it looks really expensive. You know what I mean? It's like that kind of thing, right? And I just kind of get the feeling, again, with a lot of success with this card. So again, like, honestly, I feel like if you're thinking about throwing in the towel when it comes to your school, please don't. Like, stick with it. Honestly, stick with it, because I feel like it will definitely be worth it in the end, you know? I get the feel, again, it's just about money, like, because you know that if you stop school, like, you'll be able to have more time to make more cash, but that's like short-term thinking, you know what I mean? You'll be able to like make more cash, yeah, immediately, but long-term, you know, you're not going to be able to, like, you're going to hit a financial ceiling, you know, if you were to pull yourselves out of school studies now, you know what I mean? And I kind of get the feeling that you'd really be selling yourselves short in the long run, right? So the next card is out. We've got Death and the 9 of Wands. Okay, so you could be dealing with a Scorpio, because Death card is representative of Scorpio. But this is about an ending. That's basically what Death is, an ending. And then a 9 of Swords is about like worrying. Basically being up at night worrying about the end. Honestly, this is like a fear of failure. This is what this is. This is what this feels like to me. This feels like a fear of failure. You know, what if it all ends? What if I fail? You know what I mean? What if I fail this course? And what am I going to do? I'm going to be broke the rest of my life. My parents are going to be so disappointed in me. I'm going to be disappointed in myself. You know what I mean? And this could also be the old, you know, having nightmares that you basically fail the test, or you show up at school completely naked or something. I get the feeling that this is more of a worry than anything else. You know what I mean? I feel like this is an unfounded fear. And I get the feeling that this is just kind of like the fear that nothing is ever going to change, you know? And it's like you're just going to remain stagnant, you know? But I don't think so. I really don't think so, you know? For some of you as well, it could be a fear of change. I just, honestly, this feels like more of a fear of failure. Oh, guys, no way. No way. You're the Queen of Pentacles. You don't need to worry about this, you know? Even though you might not feel like it right now, like, this is, like, yeah. I don't see failure in your future. I get the feeling that this is, like, an unfounded worry. This is definitely a worry. Or you're worried that, like, if you don't do well, that, you know... Again, it could be, like, just because the area that you're in, that you're worried that you might get caught up in the wrong crowd, or... Just, I get the feeling that something about your surroundings, the place that you're in right now, your circumstances, your neighborhood, might not be the best neighborhood, you know, and you're just worried that, like, you're not going to survive the streets, basically. You're not going to survive your hood. But this, again, this feels more like a worry than a reality, guys. Like, seriously, don't worry about it. But, you know, keep your focus. Keep focused and try not to worry about all of this outside stuff, because this is just going to distract you away from your studies and away from working hard. And, like, honestly, guys, it's I want to say it's an unfounded fear. As far as you failing is definitely an unfounded fear. I mean, fear of what can possibly happen to you especially if you're in a particularly rough neighborhood. Yeah, I'm not going to invalidate and say that your fears are not coming from a valid place, because maybe it is. But, like, the whole notion that you're just going to be stuck there, you know what I mean? I don't buy that. Okay, guys, don't worry about that. All right. The next card out, we've got the Emperor. Yeah, you see? Now, the Emperor could be an Aries, although not necessarily any kind of fire sign. But again, not necessarily, and not gender specific as well. But the Emperor is like the main boss, the main CEO. This is the divine masculine. This is the Emperor. The Emperor answers to nobody. You know, so this is somebody who normally goes out and conquers land. You know what I mean? So this is somebody who expands their kingdom. You know what I mean? So I get the feeling that this is, again, somebody who's very take charge. And, you know, this is more who you are. You know what I mean? The Queen of Pentacles, the Emperor, somebody who's very much a leader, but somebody who's very successful at the same time. You know what I mean? but still very brave and not afraid to move forward. Not afraid to move forward and to really like to get what you want, you know what I mean? You're somebody who's very assertive, you know, but at the same time very practical and like I want to say more gentle, knows how to use like that gentle touch and gentle approach in order to get where you want to get. You know what I mean? So I'm not getting really like bossy authoritarian like in a negative way. It's more like you know what you want to do and you want to move forward, but you're doing it with like kind of a gentle, down to earth, practical touch. You know what I mean? Like this is more you. You don't need to worry about this fear, okay? Like yeah, you're you know, moving forward is going to bring massive changes, you know, and as far as leaving behind your old life, but I kind of get the feeling that that's exactly what you want anyway. You know, you want this old life to be dead and gone with. You know what I mean? And you're very much looking forward to a whole brand new future. So I kind of get the feeling that in this situation, this death card doesn't necessarily have to be bad because, again, I feel like you want to get out of there. You want to get out of the situation that you're in right now. You know, you just need to get away and fast. You know, it's like you want to just completely put an end to this old past life and, you know, basically in a living a rough life, you know, and just wanting to move forward and change and really step up into you know, your life as a Queen of Pentacles and as the Emperor, you know? But honestly, like, just try not to worry too much. Don't worry. Yeah, okay? Because again, this is who you are, all right? And you want this change. So just like, try not to be overwhelmed. Don't allow yourself to get overwhelmed. If you need to rest, okay? Because again, it's not a waste of time. All right, guys? Ooh. All right, let's use the bottom of the deck. Yeah, the Seven of Swords. So for me, usually when the Seven of Swords comes out, it's you're in a situation that you don't want to be in. All right, like traditionally, this could be, you know, somebody who's doing something sneakily. You know, this could be lies, deceit, or whatever. But for me, every time I see this, it just reminds me of somebody who's in a situation they absolutely don't want to be in. So it's like this person, they're just grabbing everything that they can and they're just out of there. You know, I take what I can and I leave behind what I can't carry with me. You know what I mean? It's like somebody who is literally fleeing a scene. All right. And so I kind of get the feeling that that is exactly, again, where you are, the situation that you're in. You're not happy. You don't want to be there. Again, it could be anything. It could be that you're in a really crappy neighborhood and you just want to get out of it. It could be that you're living with in-laws and you just want to get out of there. It could be that you're living at home with your parents and you just want to get out of there. You know, you could be living in a dorm and you hate it there and you just want to get out of there. You know what I mean? This is definitely somebody who wants to escape their circumstances. All right? And you're definitely looking for this change. Right? So again, guys, the death card is not always necessarily a bad thing, all right? Because you want this change. You want to get out of there, right? And you want better for yourself. You want better for yourselves. Absolutely. All right? So this is not a bad thing. So this is kind of like the motivator for you. This is like the way that you're feeling deep down inside. You just, wherever the situation is, you just want out and you want a lot better for yourselves. All right? You want so much better for yourselves and you want this massive change. But it's like, you know, you're worried. You're worried that this change isn't going to come. But like, don't worry about it, okay? I promise you it will. You know, just like, you know, have faith. Have faith in yourselves, guys. You can do this, okay? You can. You absolutely can. Whew. All right, guys. I think I'm going to leave this here. But before I do, I'm just going to grab a card from the You've Got This deck. See if we can get any words of wisdom, words of encouragement, words of advice, words of inspiration for my star fam with regards to this spread. Oh, you see that, guys? Your dreams can come true. Your dreams can come true, you guys, honestly. Like, just stick with it and try not to lose the faith, all right? Just stick with it. And your dreams can come true. Ooh, all right, you guys. I'm going to leave this here. I do apologize for the sounds of that motorcycle, but thankfully I was already done anyways. So yes, I hope you enjoyed this spread. If you did and it resonated and it helped bring a little bit of clarity to your situation, as I hope it did, please be sure to like and subscribe so you can join the Soul Tribe. And as always, wishing you a copacetic Earth experience.